So Apple just dropped iOS 13 Public Beta 1, giving everyone a chance to try this out. I recently tried it out, and I gotta tell you, this is one of the biggest updates Apple has ever done to their iOS software. We're gonna get into it in this video. Yo, what's up guys, Tech Roar here and welcome to another video. Yes, that's right, iOS 13 Public Beta 1 is out. Everybody can try it out on their second drivers. It's not recommended that you try it on your main device, but if that's all you have, just make sure you back up your device. So I actually have it running on my main device on my iPhone XS Max, and yes, I have for the most part has been experiencing some bugs, a couple of apps crashing, but I've never had anything like major happen, any major crashes or any major malfunctions in the iOS. Pretty stable to say that it's a public beta, and it's the first public beta. And you know, since I tried it, since I downloaded it, I immediately fell in love. I mean, I know that the dark mode is like the biggest thing that people are talking about this, but there's a couple of other things that is really awesome that Apple dropped in this update. For those who have not seen WWDC 2019, Apple launched a bunch of brand new features. I mean, packed this software. This is literally like one of the best updates since iOS 10 and its complete redesign, and even iOS 7 when Apple dropped AirDrop and CarPlay and the Control Center. This is huge. I can't wait to get into the 5 things I love the most about iOS 13. So the way that this is going to work is the number 5 is going to be like my least out of the favorites, and the number 1 I'll say for last, which is my most favorite. So my 5th favorite thing about this is the faster Face ID. It's one tiny update. It's a little bit of a difference, but it makes a big difference for me, especially whenever you're using Apple Pay or whenever you're opening apps that requires Face ID login. It's just a much faster experience, and it feels way more intuitive. It feels like the phone actually got like a speed boost, even though they might have just like shortened the animation of the actual Face ID login. It's faster and it works a lot better, and I noticed it immediately. Now, Apple themselves actually tested this and they determined that it was faster back in May of 2019. And the way that they tested this was a little bit different than how people would normally use the phone. Of course, you can use your iPhone by unlocking it by raising to wake if you have the iPhone Xs, and you can also tap to wake if you have those brand new phones. But they actually tested it using the power button, just by pressing the power button. Apparently, if you press the power button versus raise or tap to wake, you actually have a higher chance of getting the full 30% faster Face ID unlock just by doing that, because that's the way that Apple tested it back in May of 2019, which is pretty cool. I actually personally use raise to wake and also sometimes tap to wake, but I never really press the unlock button. But if you do that, it is a higher chance that you actually get the full 30%. So that's pretty cool. Just a little tip for those who want to try it out. Number 4 is the Find My app. I mean, I love the fact that they combined Find My Friends and Find My iPhone in one single, simplistic, easy to use app. And I think the biggest part of this app, and the reason why I had to put it on number 4, is because you can actually now find offline devices that are not connected to Wi-Fi or cellular using crowdsourced location. So basically, when a device is marked missing and another Apple's user's device is nearby, it can literally detect your device's Bluetooth signal and report its location to you. So it's actually anonymous and is super secure. So literally, like, it doesn't even have to be online or actually connected to Wi-Fi or cellular. But as long as another Apple's user's device is near it, and the Bluetooth communication can detect where it's at and send the location to you. So I think that's a pretty useful feature, because like I lost my AirPods back in December. It was offline. It was not connected to Wi-Fi. It was not connected to my device anymore. It was last connected at my house. I haven't found it yet. So it would have been a lot useful to use then, but I can use it now and I'll be able to find my devices. So that's really useful. Number 3, dark mode. Dark mode. I mean, I know it's like the biggest thing people are talking about. It's like the most huge update. But to me, dark mode is way better than what I ever imagined it to be. Like, just I think my favorite thing about dark mode is just because even if some apps didn't get a lot of updates to it, it didn't really have a lot of things that are different. Just that dark canvas splashed onto it, breathing a whole new aesthetic into the experience, really makes a difference in my opinion. It is a perfected version of what Smart Invert used to be. I mean, you can see it in settings, in messages, in Find My, in notes, in even camera photos. It's literally system-wide updated, and I love dark mode. I will never go back to the light mode, but you actually can control it, which is what I also love. You can actually switch between light and dark. You can manually control it. You can even schedule it by a certain time, like say, okay, well at 8 p.m. I want it to go back to dark, and at 8 a.m. I want it to go to light mode. And you can even have it set based on the ambient light environment detection. So it knows based on the specific time that the sun rises, it'll go back to light mode, and when the sun sets, it'll go to dark mode. You can set that automatically. And of course, Apple dropped some really awesome transitional wallpapers to go with the new dark mode. And as you transition from dark to light mode, the wallpaper will as well. So the wallpaper itself is dynamic. And one thing I also love about dark mode, if you have an OLED device like the iPhone 10s, the 10s Max, and I think the 10s as well, it preserves battery life if you have an OLED display, because those true blacks won't be using up the battery. Number 2, Apple Maps. This is a wonderful update. I mean, insane how amazing Apple Maps is. Just the overall aesthetic, the overall user interface looks so much better. It even has like immersive 3D and 360 look around. More updates like real-time transit updates like outages and changed arrival time or cancellations. You can even share your ETA with your friends, family, and coworkers. And just a bunch of brand new features added to Apple Maps. Okay, sorry, I had to get some water. I have a really dry mouth and I gotta get through this, so. Alright, anyway, so yeah, I just think like even if like the Apple Maps didn't even have all these brand new features, literally just the fact that the user interface is better, it makes the experience better, in my opinion. I mean, it just makes the whole thing look like it's new, and it's not really new, but it just looks new, it looks different, it gives a new aesthetic. But of course, there's a bunch of new features packed with it, which landed it for number 2. Number 1, my number 1 favorite thing about iOS 13, the Photos app redesign. My God, I love the new Photos app. I mean, it is an all-screen design, complete user interface redesign. It looks insane. It looks amazing. And of course, with that comes brand new features as well. But I think personally, these features, I guess they matter more to me because I'm going to be using them a whole lot more than anything else, with the exception of iMessage. And that is all of the brand new edit features you can do with your photos. And yeah, that's right, even your videos. I'm so excited about the fact that we can edit videos. I don't have to airdrop them to my iMac and then go to Final Cut and do a bunch of like significant edits, when all I have to do is rotate it, or all I have to do is like change the freaking like the filter. Like literally that alone, that alone, the fact that we can edit videos, I'm so excited, is so great. It's like, wow. Of course, dark mode and the new redesign, it's all screen, it looks gorgeous. But just the mere idea that we can go to a video, hit edit, and the only option we don't have anymore is trim. We have a bunch of brand new things. That alone brings it to number 1. Because as a videographer, somebody who shoots videos or shoots photos, I literally have to edit on the go. And I don't always have my MacBook. I don't always have my iPad. But I always have my phone. Well, now I can do a bunch of brand new things on the phone. I would love in the future for Apple to add more customizations to video editing. Like I would love for layer editing to come to iOS, even for photos, like where you can start adding text in front of your photos and start adding like, you know, vectors or PNGs. Like that would be amazing. It will put PixArt out of business. It will take all of those external apps you have to download to get it done, and it'll all be internally. That would be super cool for like iOS 14 or something. Of course, there's autoplay for live photos and videos, which is a whole new thing. You can add vignette, sharpen, white balance, noise reduction, definition. All that stuff is now added for the edits in Photos app. So those are my top 5 favorite things about iOS 13. Of course, there is a ton of other things that I didn't get into that I love about iOS 13. If you guys haven't downloaded it, you guys should. If you don't have a secondary device and you want to use your primary device and take that risk, go ahead. I recommend strongly back up your stuff. I love it. I freaking love it. And there's things I didn't even talk about, like iMessage and how awesome that looks, and how even the blue bubbles in iMessage is like super saturated and very nice in the dark mode. It just looks so cool, and how you can literally share the same music with your AirPods. I mean, like, I didn't get into all that, but the main things I use, like the Photos app and Maps and etc., those things have had major updates in iOS 13. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like on it. I got more tech videos to come. If you're new to this channel, I really ask if you subscribe. I have a lot more that I'm going to be doing in the future, and I'm super excited for this channel and to grow it as much as I can. So, thanks for watching. This is Tech Roar. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.